What's going on, people? This is Shot Harris, and this is another edition of Interviews with the Rebel. Interviews with the Rebel is a series that I created to highlight different entrepreneurs and creatives who are really just doing very disruptive and innovative things in their particular industry or space. And today's episode, I actually sit down with a good friend, Miss Tasha Turnbull of T2 Fitness, and we talk about everything as far as the type of content that she puts out, how she actually started a business, how she feels like you have to be on social media every day or most days, and just really a lot more stuff. So if you're into fitness, if you're a personal trainer, or you're just looking to try to grow your personal brand, this is the episode for you. So stay tuned to the Tasha Turnbull episode. What's going on, people? This is Shai Harris of the Rebel Society, and today we are doing another episode of Interviews with the Rebel. So if this is your first time checking this out, the whole purpose of this show is to highlight different creators and entrepreneurs who are doing things really unconventional and who are innovative in their, in their space, their business space. So today we have the lovely and wonderful and hardworking, and I'm trying to find another adjective for you, and awesome and dynamic T2 Tasha Turnbull. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you, Shad?
I am doing great.
Thank you for having me on.
No problem, no problem. So I usually like to start this with, my first impression of, different people that I sit with.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like
be interesting.
Yeah. So I feel like we probably met maybe like 5 years ago or so, and it was probably dealing with some of our mutual friends. My wife, y'all are real cool. So when I first met you, I was like, Tasha is serious, like. Tasha is about her shit. She's on her business. Like, you can't play around with her. Like you shouldn't play around with nobody, but you definitely can't play around with Tasha. And I just saw that every time that we hung out in like social settings, you were still like super like about your business. Like people, like you could have like people that you work with, your clients around. You're like, yo, you can't be drinking this alcohol, yo. We ain't playing that. I know we chilling right now, but we ain't playing that, yo. So I was like, yo, Tasha is about it. So that always stood out like, yo, like Tasha's cool, but she's like going to get this joint done, yo. Like she ain't playing no games. So I always thought that was very, very interesting. So, so for the people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, so I'm Tasha Turnbull. I own a fitness studio. I'm a fitness entrepreneur. I own a fitness studio in Virginia Beach called T2 Fitness Studios. It's T2 stands for Tasha Turnbull. It's nothing deep. I've been training for 10 years. What we have going on in the studio is personal training. We have boot camps that take place. We have special projects, special fitness projects. I put on community fitness events yearly, like I put on a 5K race each year. I'm also an author. I wrote a book talking about my weight loss journey called The Last 10 Pounds, how the last 10 helped me to lose 100 pounds. And I recently started a nonprofit, the T2 Fitness Foundation, to help other people provide workshops and tips to help people to live a healthy life.
Okay. So my icebreaker question for you is, who is a music artist that you feel like you relate to the most? And not just in music, but maybe just appearance, their message, their aesthetic, any of that.
Music artist. Well, I would have to say, I don't know, this is probably cliche. I don't listen to because these newer people, I don't know.
It don't got to be nobody new. It could be Ashanti or
not Ashanti though. Ashanti, I don't get. So I'm very much attracted to hustlers. I'm not just people who just seem busy to be busy, but people
who are getting stuff done.
People getting stuff done, and these are random. So Jay-Z, not necessarily 2019 Jay-Z, but just his
big pimpin' Jay-Z.
Yes, and how he's went from there to here, like. He still talked about hip hop, but he's branched out into other avenues.
Right.
And he's been able to make money along the way. So I definitely consider myself to be a social entrepreneur.
So I'm really big into like people's origin stories. So like we see like in movies like Joker or like, you know, some of the Marvel movies, you know, everybody has a backstory that got them to where they're at.
Right.
So what is like your 60-second to 90-second origin story?
just that I previously used to be overweight. So even my book, The Last 10 Pounds, it's called The Last 10 Pounds, How the Last 10 Helped Me to Lose 100 Pounds. My before is all talked about in that book because I feel like people just show you the after. And just in life, on social media, you see the after what people are doing, how they're living, but nobody really discusses the before in detail. Right. Nobody shows you the transition. So
everybody just show their after picture.
Right. Yeah. It's an after all day long on Instagram. And so I want to talk with people about that. I used to be previously overweight. So that's like elementary school, middle school, high school. I was about a size 18 and I did not like how I felt, how I looked. I was depressed. And there was no social media popping at that time. My friends were small. Family is not healthy, so they can't help. I can't look online for motivational tips or groups or workouts. I'm just winging it by myself. Gotcha. But I was floundering. And so I was like, if I don't do something about it, I'm gonna be 300 pounds before I turn 30. So I literally had to do as much research as I can. I go to the library, research everything on my own, and just change my life because I did not feel that I was living.
Okay.
So I wanted to live, and I found life via exercise and working out, lifting weights. That's where I found life. And it gave me some type of control over my life. I felt accomplished. You know, you do a workout, you were like, shoot, you poke your chest out. Like I done did something. I just started my day off right.
Right.
So I was like, I keep doing that every day. I'm like, yo, I'm feeling better about myself. And
did you have a trainer?
No trainer. I couldn't afford a trainer. Shoot. So me doing these things, as a result, I started to lose weight. I started to get muscle, and people started to come up to me on the street like, "Do you work out?
Yeah.
Do you run track? What do you do?" And so between that and just working a job, not necessarily having a career, just working a job, I found out that I like talking with people about exercise. And so then I said, how can I make money doing what I like? And not part-time, but full-time. I want to work for myself full-time. And so that's how I came up with initially just doing personal training, because with classes and things, that's not something that I felt like you could make money full-time in doing. That's a part-time type of gig. But I don't have part-time. I wanted this full-time. And so that's how I came up with finding T2 Fitness. Was that like 60, 75, 90?
130.
Oh, sorry.
All right, now we got into your backstory a little bit. Let's kind of switch gears and talk about the business side.
Yeah.
So that first year, what did that look like for you? Like, how much money were you bringing in? I like to get into that. And like, yeah.
Shaw, that was a long time ago.
I know you've been in business for a while.
10 years.
But you know, like, what that first 6 months to a year was looking like. Did you have clients?
Yeah, but see, when I was first training, I was still working for the man. And so
what job you had before?
Social Security Disability. So I worked for the state.
Okay.
So people was like, yeah, you got a state job. I was like, I'm not finna stay here for 35 years. This is not enough.
Right.
I mean, it helped me to pay the bills, but I'm like, I'm not finna sit behind a desk. I'm not a desk person. Yeah. That's what I found out about myself. But so I was working there full time, and then I would go to another studio, somebody else's studio, to train. So, I mean, it was, I don't know, like, I can't even say, let's say I might have made like $2,000, like in that first 6-9 months when I started.
Okay,
like that's it. All together.
Okay.
Like I didn't have a lot of clients.
Right.
So it was like, so I thought like, yeah, the most people I could probably train at a time is 1 to 2. And so the guy who I was training, he started laughing. He was like, that's it? And I was like, yeah. But I found out, like, you know,
you can do a lot more.
You can do a lot more. But you're so fearful, like, can I really, you know, do this? Can I really entertain people at the time? Can I make sure everything works well? And so I sold myself short in the beginning. And the thing is, I noticed I'm gonna have to step out.
Right.
So I don't think I ever made like enough money to handle everything. Primarily this little health insurance situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Health insurance is crazy.
Okay. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother interview.
That's a whole nother conversation.
So I was like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. So what I did is I just figured out, because in terms of me opening a studio, all the bills associated with the studio, and I just divided that by how many clients I needed to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was like, oh, well, I'm not too far away from that.
Right.
Let's say I was about 2 to 3 clients away from breaking even.
Mm-hmm.
So I stepped out and did it anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that first year, how were you actually getting your first couple of clients?
Still with referrals.
So you would work with somebody and then they refer you to like their
Correct.
friends?
So, well, no. First thing, I wrote down everybody I know in life.
Okay.
Everybody in this area, I contacted them. So what helped with starting that off is I'm from here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wrote down every single person that I know.
Legit everybody.
Everybody I know that's in this area, and I called or texted them to tell them that I'm opening a business, and you need to tell people. Okay. Because you don't have social media.
Right.
There's no social media.
10 years ago, I mean, there was MySpace and Facebook.
Okay. So I didn't get on Facebook initially because I was like, so that's another thing. Remember, I'm overweight. So I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So me putting a flyer
Were you still overweight by the time that
No.
Okay.
But I lost some weight, but I didn't look how I look right now.
Okay.
But I was still fearful because you talking about this is how I was living my life for 20 something years. So I'm still like, I really like to do this, but I'm nervous.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to go on stage, but you got all the shakes and trembles in you. So even me putting my flyer somewhere with my picture and my phone number was serious.
Really?
Very much so. I'm like, so I'm gonna just leave my number there and everybody gonna have access to me. But you have to remember, I'm a totally different person. And people don't, unless only my friends.
Completely different than who you are right now.
Exactly. So teenage, high school, college, after leaving that and doing that, I am very much low self-esteem, not feeling good about myself, but I found something that I love. And then I'm just thinking like, well, since I like it and people know that I've lost weight, that should be enough. And you got to actually promote yourself.
Yeah.
So
you got to know who you are.
Right. But that's not something I thought about going in. It's just like, I'm doing what I really love, but what I think is different for me as opposed to some other people, like people who have side hustles or people, so you have a full-time job and part-time, you still have another job to rely on.
Right.
Okay?
Right. But when you're out here doing it,
that's
all you got.
If this is all you got, and I talked about this in an article I posted for Addicted to Success. If this is all you got, the way how you move is going to be different if you have another job to rely on. Okay. So now
that you said that, I've always, like last year I put out there that you can't really, this was probably sounded real messed up, but I still thought it anyway. I like, you can't really call yourself an entrepreneur if you still have a job.
Yeah, so it is. So you're gonna rub some people. You're gonna rub some people the wrong way with that. And I feel like there's probably some truth to what the people that didn't disagree with you said. But I would more so agree with you than disagree.
Right.
Okay.
My reason for saying that is like people feel like you're an entrepreneur when you have another job, but it's a completely different level of hustle and skills that you have to actually be all out here on faith and kind of making it happen.
So, and that's why I say, like, when me or you, like, when we're posting things, so it could be, I could be in this outfit, I could be in a sports bra, I could be in a dress, a bathing suit. All of that is promoting T2 Fitness.
Right.
Everything I put on social media, I try to post, so we were just talking about that prior to, like daily, except for Mondays, I don't post anything because I was just on there too much. But I post things because people have short-term memory loss, and you need to remember what it is that I have that could possibly be of benefit to you. We get, bombarded by so many different images, but you need to remember that your health is important. You need to remember that you're very busy. You have somebody that can provide you expertise from front to back on everything. So it is my responsibility to let you know that because I've decided I'm going to do this on a full-time basis.
Right, true.
So it's very much like we are working for ourselves 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's different from somebody who is maybe doing it, I don't know, 8 or 4 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. After they get off work.
After they get off work. Because you cannot 100% give to your job and you can't 100% give to your business.
Right.
And that's what I learned another reason why I had to step out. I was like, I don't think it's fair to the business, to the company, to the state I'm working, state of Virginia, and I don't think it's fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowing myself to see what I'm fully capable of because I'm still doing this. So I had to step away. So I feel like entrepreneurs, you are 100% responsible for creating your life. And it's a struggle. I'm always on. I'm always on. And the thing is, I've learned that I don't eat unless I put on.
True.
So that's why I've learned I've had to be serious. And then another thing you mentioned about me being serious, it's because I'm always checked. So in my position, people come through the door and I'd say 70% of them don't want to work out. Okay?
Okay.
They know that they need to, that they should.
Right.
They might have health issues. Mm-hmm. They might feel uncomfortable in their clothes. But when it really comes down to it, they really don't feel like working out. Mm-hmm. So everybody wants to do good in life. They say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to meet you. Everybody when you get older, oh, I'm going to meet you at the bar. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes the bed calls you, you don't make it, okay? So I have to continually, every day, get something out of somebody that they don't want to. At 5 a.m., 4 p.m., at 8 p.m. And this happens for 60 minutes.
Right.
People talk, all right, what about, can we just do 10 reps? What if we do a lighter weight? Mm-hmm. Can I stop? Can I take a long break? Can I do, like, all day long? Yeah, so I have to reiterate, push, motivate all day. So it could be 4 people in here. So everybody might, like whining, complaining. But I still remember why you came to me.
Right.
I still remember how when you came through that door the first time, all these different things that are happening mentally, emotionally, physically. So I have to be on. So once you keep having to do it repeatedly, every day, all day for 10 years, that gets you like, so do you understand for my specific business?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for 10 years, and I know right now you kind of like at a flow, you got this thing, really moving. What business mistakes were you making in those first couple of years?
So doubting myself as a trainer, I think that was it, given like, when people aren't progressing as they should. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, maybe it's my fault that she didn't lose 42 pounds.
Right.
I think that was the main thing. That I would say that's one. And I'll address that in that I don't know what goes on when people leave the other 23 hours of the day.
True.
Okay.
They only with you for just 1 hour.
They're only with me like 2 to 3 hours a week.
Right.
There's other 165 hours out of the week. So I don't know what's going on, but I do as much as I can. I feel like I go above and beyond for most of my clients. If you could interview them, they would tell you that. They were probably annoyed by me, how much I contact them.
I've heard from a couple.
You heard from them, okay.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm very, not just sympathetic, but empathetic to what people actually go through. And it's because I've been through it.
Right.
So I went into a business.
People just need other people to hold them accountable sometimes.
For like goals in life, just in general.
Right.
And so that's me. I'm your groupie. I'm reminding you like, hey, you deserve to have a better life than where you currently are. Mm-hmm. That was one of the reasons why you came to me.
Right. So
I am going to be that annoying but accountability person that you need for yourself because you're not doing on your own. Mm-hmm. So I think I take that to heart, and I think I take it to heart because I know I put in so much to people.
Right.
The other thing is my prices could be higher. They are not they're not higher because I am.
Talking about now or back then?
That's more so back then.
Okay.
And I still feel like
I was crackhead prices, did you?
No, I don't think I had crackhead prices.
Oh, okay.
No, but I always err on the side of less because one area, we're not in a major metropolitan city, and two, people don't regularly have personal trainers. So now everything's become much more convenient for people to have. People have cooks, chefs, personal trainers, laundry service, clean maids. No, I don't call them maids, or what, housekeeping. Like, that was all things for the rich. Now everybody has access to that, which is great because that can maybe help us, because people are way more busier than they were 84 years ago. And so, but in line with that, and my value, I should be offering more. And then also not just my experience, which is one, because from what I've been seeing, there's so many people who have not been in business as long as I have, because people, they're not even in fitness field, contact me all the time about assistance because I've been in business so long. But two, just different accolades that I've had, whether it be magazine, TV, awards.
Top 40 under 40.
Women in Business Achievement Award, which isn't from the same but it's which I really appreciated. Just different accolades that I've gotten in the fitness industry, like even my certification featured me in the magazine around the world. But different things I've gotten in my book, like when people tend to do more, their value is higher. So the price should be reflected in this. So people asking for discounts or things of that nature, which doesn't happen often. But I have to not remind people, but maybe tell people who I am, because everybody doesn't know Tasha Turnbull. And I'm gonna tell you who I am. If they have never been involved with personal training before, like this was 2 months ago, I had to tell somebody, she just felt like the price was too low. So
said the price was too low?
I mean, too high.
Oh, okay.
So her husband was paying for the training, and so he contacted me. He was like, I just feel like this is way too much money. So I was like, well, let me explain to you what it is. But I'm not lowering prices. I don't, and I've never, this is the thing, when you see T2 Fitness, there's never a sale. So have you seen me? I've not discounted anything, ever. And that's because you have to pay for what you're receiving.
And people want to pay for, people will pay for stuff that they value. So if they feel like your stuff is a value, they're gonna pay it.
Yeah. Never. Never.
Right.
Like you just can't, because again, one, people tend to pay, I work for myself full time. There are things that I'm responsible for that somebody else might not be responsible for if they're just doing it part-time.
Right.
And if you want all of this that I've been providing that I can give to you, then you need to pay for it. And unfortunately, we shouldn't have to say that, but it's true. And I'm not discounting stuff. Right. That just seems so far-fetched to me to discount things.
Okay. All right, cool. So, like I said, at one point you wasn't, where you're at right now. What do you feel like kind of amplified for you to get to where you're at right now? So what business move or what program did you offer or anything like that kind of bumped you up to where you're at today?
I just think, I say two things, just progress from clients. There's 2 degrees of separation in this area. People talk, people can say I'm serious, I'm crazy. They see progress. They say progress, because you sold that to one of my clients for that day. She said yeah, she's crazy, and she was like, yeah, she is. But the thing is, I know in terms of what I want people to, how I want people to take the time that we're together. But before and after pictures in progress sell themselves. People are looking, and after a while, they're going to actually bite. So that's one. The other thing, I had it on the tip of my tongue, but I have short-term memory loss. I forgot what I was going to, shoot, I forgot. What was the question again?
What was the moment where you felt like your business kind of took off?
I forgot. That was something else I was going to say, but definitely just people seeing my clients and talking. And I think what has just helped for me is because people see my journey.
Right.
That was initially what helped. Because I was very fearful initially putting my before and after picture because of the before picture. I was like, people gonna be like, that's her, and they're gonna judge me. And I didn't put it out for a while.
Yeah.
So that's why it really helped that I was just doing the friends and family.
Yeah.
But me putting that out and reminding people, and when I talk from people, like even from social media or anything, I talk from an overcoming standpoint.
Yeah.
Anything, I'm like, I know it's difficult, I know it's a struggle, but this is something that you need to consider or look at it from this perspective. Always reminding people that you still have options.
Right.
So I don't look at like, you need to do this, but no, people know that I'm coming from a place of, this is what I've done as well.
Okay.
But there was another thing I was gonna say, but maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll come.
So, mostly what this series is about is kind of give tips and tricks to the people who want to come up. So, the Tasha 10 years ago when you're first starting out.
Right.
So, for personal trainers or fitness entrepreneurs who are just starting out, especially since I feel like you've actually built up a fitness brand than anything, what would you suggest, or what kind of tips would you give somebody who's actually trying to, who are just starting out in this particular industry?
You have to get people to believe that you're authentic in your approach to wanting to help people. So you can't just be like, I want to sell these Lazo tees. I work out, and these is some waist trainers and some and so I could honestly have been selling different products, and I could easily make an additional $30,000 a year.
Right.
Okay? Let's go ahead and get that straight. I could be like, this body came from fill in the blank, but I don't. But so what you want, if you don't have something extreme going on, you're just a normal, regular man or woman, and you want to help people lose weight, people need to feel connected to you. So you need to come off as real and authentic. Don't try to put on. Tell people about your story. Even if you didn't lose a whole bunch of weight, what have you struggled with, and fitness has helped you to overcome it? Because we all have demons we're facing, difficulties that we're going through. Tell people what that is and how you're using fitness to help you, even if you haven't solved it, but to manage it.
Right. Okay. You just mentioned content, and I realized that your brand is really built, from my perspective, built on you consistently posting, you consistently putting out different pieces of content, and you're very serious about that. I remember I did a couple photos for you, like, yo, I need that natural lighting. It doesn't really match my aesthetic, and I get it. So what is your thought process behind what you post, or like the pieces of content that you actually use to promote your business? It
needs to be bright. It can't be like moody.
Yeah.
So even if I'm talking about something deep, it needs to be something to invite you to not just like stop the scroll. And it needs to have some brightness, color to it. So, and for me, like I don't spend a whole lot on outfits. Right now I'm with Fabletics, so they provide a lot of my clothes. But even before then, even if it's like purple, blue, green, like it doesn't matter. It's more so about something to catch your attention. So it needs to be something that, and so that's one of the main focuses. It needs to be clean, and it needs to have, it needs to be eye-catching. That's the main thing.
You do your morning dancing?
Yeah, and sometimes, so even some of my clients, they'll be like, man, so I've been I gotta find another video thing to play music, because sometimes I've been doing it through my phone, so that means I can't play the music and video at the same time. So I still dance every single day, but I can't post it as much because I'm using it. So anyways, but I do, because I like to dance. That has really nothing to do with the type of workouts I do, but that's who I am. So you're going to get that. All my clients know she dances every single day, all day. They don't even say anything anymore now, unless they knew.
I've been to a couple weddings, and you definitely dance harder than everybody.
I don't know. I mean, so it's just in my spirit. I don't even need music.
Battling people and everything. It's crazy.
I don't even need music. Like it's just a part of who I am. Like I dance at least 7-8 times a day. But it's like, well, one, my family's Panamanian on both sides, so it's just in my blood.
Right.
But we need to move. We need to be active, and I feel like sometimes that helps you during your day, like to take some of the weight off of what we put. Because a lot of times we put more weight on things than what it actually is.
True.
So, shake some of that off. We entrepreneurs, you still got to move on to the next thing. And that's another thing, like my clients, it's like about a smooth 95% chance they're not going to know if I'm having a bad or good day. Mm-hmm. You're not going to know that, primarily because you came to me for a reason, a service. I can't project onto you because I need for you to get all of you came to get out of this session.
Right.
I was saying about 85-90% of the time, clients are not going to know if I'm having a bad or good day because they came to me for a reason.
Right.
And if I'm projecting or dumping things on them, I can't have them get the greatest workout out of them because I'm bringing down the mood. Like I said, 5 a.m., you might not really want to come work out.
True.
So I have to be on. I can't be harping about what happened last night. Now, if you ask me about it, I might tell you, like this, it's been a love, but you're not going to get that from me because I need you to do your best. I need you to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. Okay. So back to the content part, though. You're good. Back to is there like anything that like you think of before you like post? Like, do you feel like, all right, well, if I do more food photos, or just by knowing you, I know that you pick a day out the week where you actually go and you get a lot of nice flicks off. So is that like a thought process, like, all right, well, I need to do something like this, or this is really going to resonate with my crowd, or anything like that?
Yeah. So on Sundays, I decide what my content is going to be for the week, and so there's some things you're always going to get from me. I feel like people need to know what they're going to get. Like, so you're going to get a workout, a video workout from me. You're going to get a food picture. You're going to get a picture of me explaining some type of to give you some type of motivational inspiration, and there's going to be some type of tip that you're going to get, and that's kind of the general thing. You're going to have a dress picture in there. You're going to have a bathing suit picture in there from time to time. You might get a picture of me like dancing, breaking it down, but other than that, people need to understand what they're going to get, and they need to know that's going to be coming regularly. It's like the news.
Okay.
The news always comes on at 6 a.m. News ain't there. You're like, well, I'm going to turn that off.
Right.
So they need to understand what they're going to get, and it needs to be good stuff. If they wait for this stuff, it needs to be good. You can't put up no bootleg picture, and it's better to not post at all if you got a bootleg picture. I know you're going to be like, oh man, I missed it, but like, don't mess up the adrenaline and what the tempo that you've created. You'll get it back around, and if it's only like a day or so, people ain't gonna remember. Like, it's other stuff going on in the world. They're not gonna remember. Oh, she didn't post on Monday.
Yeah. All right, so as we wrap this up, what's next for you? What do you have coming up?
So I recently brought in another service, massage services, to T2 Fitness, and that's because I go out to get massages. I encourage all my clients to go out and get massages once a month. I always talk to people anytime, like stretching is very important, even if you don't work out. So that was another thing, like, why am I sending anything that I send people out for business-wise? I always say, how can I keep that money?
Right. Keep it in
anything.
house. Yeah.
Anything, even like protein powder. I just talked about Bragg's liquid aminos to the group that left before you, in cooking food that's a healthier soy sauce. Like, people ask me all day long for advice, products. They'll be at the grocery store, I'm trying to make this, what do you think? I'm always thinking, how could I provide that service to them?
True.
Not necessarily physically me, but how could T2 Fitness do that? So that's what happened with the massage. So that's great. So that's going to be starting in November, and people are already registered for massages, and still building up the Well Body series, which I just created, because it's not just about diet and exercise. When you're trying to change the body, you mentally, your work-life balance, all of that is going to play a role in how successful you are. And that's just speaking from somebody who's lost the weight. So I'm looking to expand that even more. So like I said, that's taking place in Virginia Beach and in Chesapeake. So I'm looking to build that up to see how far we're going to take that. And I'm also working on my second book. Well, that'll start towards the end of the year, although this is the end of the year.
Do you have a title?
No, but it'll be like cookbook.
Oh.
Because people have always asked me about a cookbook. And I started working on it, but I was like, people need to know who the person is creating the cookbook. So that's why The Last 10 Pounds came out. The cookbook will be coming out towards the end of 2020. And then from there, I'm just doing more speaking to encourage people to have a healthier lifestyle, even though they're really busy, because so many people try to give me excuses all day long about being healthy, and I don't give a flying fart how busy you are. We're responsible for taking care of those bodies, and T2 Fitness is here to provide you different ways with services to help you to take care of the one body that we're gonna have while we're here on Earth.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So for the people that are not following you, where can people find you at?
So on Instagram, I am T2_Tasha and T2_business. No. T2_Tasha for Instagram and T2_fitness. On Facebook, I'm Tasha Turnbull and T2 Fitness. I have a YouTube page. That's Tasha Turnbull 2. That's the most part. And then my website is myt2fitness.com. Not yours, but myt2fitness.com.
All right, cool. So I definitely appreciate you, being a part of this.
Yes.
I love to hear, more of your story, because you have a great story, and especially how you actually built your business. Yeah. Okay. I was enamored right here.
You are a mess.
Enamored. So
whatever.
So once again, thank you again. And once again, this is Shah Harris of the Rebel Society. Good day, good evening, good night.